Hi, I'm Brett Larkin for Greatest, and this is your 10-minute yoga fix for low back pain. You don't need any yoga experience to do this little sequence with me. You don't have to be flexible. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is a simple forward fold. So if you need to have your legs kind of wide and bend the knees in order to fold forward, that's fine. Our goal here is not to touch the ground and not to stretch the back of the legs. Our goal is to release the low back. So I want you to have your knees pretty far apart, so nice and wide. And I want your knees to be micro bent. And then I want you to clasp opposite elbows, kind of just like I am here. And I just want you to begin moving your elbows a little bit side to side. Really important here to let the chin drop into the chest. So you want the top of your head, the crown of your head, long, directly pointing towards the floor. So notice if you're kind of tensing in the neck. Just begin to let, again, elbows move from side to side. So these are, small movements, not giant sweeping movements. We're kind of just tick-tocking the low back here. Good, and if you prefer to take your hands to the ground, if they reach, otherwise just holding opposite elbows. Again, really think chin into chest, knees deeply bent. Good, and then bend the knees even deeper. You're going to lengthen your tailbone towards the floor, towards your heels. So think of your low back getting long, chin deeply into chest. We're going to roll up like a rag doll. So think of your head as a heavy bowling ball, chin into chest. You're going to roll up through the low back, the mid back, the upper back. So if you looked at the screen to take a look at me, just come back down into your forward folds. You can do this slow roll up on your own. Good, and then when you get to the top, take a deep breath in. Nice. Let's come on down to the floor. So from the floor, just take the right sole of foot into the left thigh bone. So just best you can. If you need pillows underneath this knee to prop yourself up, if you need to be sitting on a ton of pillows, just grab them from your bed or your couch so you can be a little more elevated. And you'll notice here I have a yoga block, which isn't required, but if you have a book or something in your house that you can use as a block, it's nice to have. You're in this shape and you're just going to inhale, find a long spine. And then exhale, twist to the left. Okay, so we're just rotating the spine towards the left. And then inhale, get long again. Think tailbone to crown of head long. And you're going to exhale, fold forward. And maybe you walk your arms forward. Now, you're going to want to grab hold of your foot and make this about getting a stretch in the back of the legs. Sorry, but we're not doing that. This is the low back video. So try to just let go of any pressure to touch your foot. We really don't care about touching the foot at all right now. What I want you to do is I want you to get your chin heavy, head heavy. So really dip the chin into the chest. And I want to see if you can feel your right sit bone grounding down and back. So again, we're not reaching for the foot. Sometimes it helps to turn the palms face up and glide the shoulder blades down the back. Just forget about the left foot. Just think about rooting the right sit bone down and back. And you're just using gravity here as your friend. So we're using gravity to help the chin tuck into the chest, the head be super heavy. You may need to wait a minute or two, but you're hopefully soon going to feel a stretch in kind of the right side of the low back. And again, if you have that block, feel free to rest your forehead on it or take the block on the leg. Again, if you don't have a block, no big deal. So again, I have no interest in reaching for the foot. I'm just trying to open this right side of my low back by using my head as like a dead weight. And again, think chin into chest, chin into chest, chin into chest, round, 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 which is, not what we do in our traditional power yoga practice. But for some of these more healing, passive, yin, restorative poses, we actually deeply want the chin into the chest because it activates the whole back line of the body, the back fascial plane of the body. And just start sending breath into that area of the right low back. And then from here, maybe take both hands to the left side of the left leg. So I just took my right hand to the outside of the left knee. And now I'm relaxing my shoulders again. Shoulders constantly want to tense, so don't let them. So this is a little bit of a twist. It's a little bit of a forward fold, but again, we don't care about touching the foot. Think of the right sits bone, right sitting bone, right hip grounding down and back to the right. And then maybe walk your hands a little bit more towards the left. So a little bit more forward, a little bit more towards the left. And if you notice the right sit bone's peeling up off the floor, we don't want that. So just walk the hands back so the sit bone can be heavy. So the 2 points of gravity are head super heavy, chin super curled into chest, and then right hip, right sit bone heavy into the ground. Take a huge breath here into your low back. Good, and then walk the hands back to center. Super important how we come out of this, so don't come out of it yet. Press your hands into the mat and into the floor to walk yourself up. Head is the last thing to come up. Good. Awesome. Let's do the other side. So take the right leg forward, left sole of foot into the right thigh bone. Again, sit up on tons of pillows. You can have tons of pillows under this knee. Inhale, find a long spine. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, find a long spine again. And this is where it gets different. We're not reaching for the foot. We're going to round. So dip the chin into the chest. So no interest in reaching the foot. I'm going to flip the palms up to help me forget that there's also a different yoga stretch that does that. This is all about feeling gravity pulling the left hip down and gravity pulling my chin and my head down. We want to open the fascial back line of the body. The thing about these poses is they take a little bit longer to feel. You know, it's not like that instant stretch that we get when we do normal yoga or, you know, just bending down quick to touch our toes. This is a lot subtler. But if you can relax and access this fascial plane, the interconnective tissue between all the muscles and the bones, that's where some really interesting healing can happen for you. So it's just that we have to practice patience. It's kind of nice because it's relaxing too. Take the left hand to the outside of the right knee now. Ooh. Take a deep breath into the low back. Work on slowing down your breathing. And again, you're rooting the left sit bone down. And if you're not feeling anything here, it's probably because you're not dipping the chin into the chest enough. You really want to curl in like a little snail. So I think head is crazy heavy. Chin is crazy pulled into the chest. You're twisting towards the right. But the left sit bone and hip is grounding down. And last 2 breaths. Think of breathing the low back wide. Good, and then super mindful to come out of it. Take the left hand back to the left side of the leg, and we're just going to walk ourselves up, keeping the chin into the chest until the very last moment. Head gets long. Good. Take both legs forward, and then place the soles of the feet on the mat. Scoot yourself forward a little bit, and you're just going to hold the outside, pinky toe sides of the feet. And you're going to walk your sits bones back. So you're going to feel a little silly. That's okay. And then again, you're just going to dip the chin into the chest. Let the head get heavy. So again, there's a forward fold in yoga that works on stretching the hamstrings. That's not what we're doing here. We're coming into this kind of wide diamond shape with the legs. You can hold the tops of the feet or just whatever's comfortable. I noticed when I was holding the outside of my feet, my shoulders were, lifted. So I want to pull my shoulders down and back. I'm going to hold the top of the feet here. And then again, chin into chest. And then you can keep walking your sits bones back. So I'm going to walk my sits bones back a little more. Just find your stretch. And then moving from side to side, so moving the torso, again, chin is chucked into chest a little to the right. And then rock the body a little to the left. Think of the hips rooting down, the low back lengthening as you move from side to side. And again, make these side to side motions super slow. So imagine like you're living in a slow motion movie. So just everything is really slow, chin dipped into chest, head super heavy. I'm going to walk my sits bones back a little bit more. And I'm going to let the feet go, and I'm just going to let my legs turn out. They have no energy. My feet are just flopped open to the side. I'm going to turn my palms face up so my shoulders can relax down my back and splay to the left and right. My chin is super into the chest. And again, I'm just thinking hips ground down, chin into chest. Stretch the whole back line of the body. Send breath into the low back. So as you breathe in, think of the low back getting wider left to right. Good, and then flip the palms back down. Press yourself up. So again, head is the last thing to come up. We're being super careful, super mindful. And then you're just going to come to lie down. So again, we'll do this mindfully. So we'll shift the hips forward, reach the fingertips forward, get tall, and then roll through the low back to come down. So it's like someone punched you in the low abs. Head is the last thing to touch the ground. And then just press into the soles of your feet. Lift your hips. Take them slightly to the left. And you're going to take the left leg over the right. Yeah, and you can double wrap the legs. If this isn't comfortable or feasible, just both knees can fall to the right. But if you can, take left over right. And we're going to let the knees fall to the right. Ooh. Take the arms out in a T shape. You can kind of have this goalpost arm shape. And then let your knees move down towards the bottom of your mat. So again, there's a yoga pose that is all about twisting, but here we're more focused on the low back. So by having the knees double wrapped, and it's totally okay if you don't have them double wrapped if that wasn't feasible for your body. But if you do, you want to feel that left side of the low back that we access in the forward fold with the knee half in here. Just feeling the low back, left side of the low back tractioning. And maybe you get a nice stretch along the left deltoid and underside of the arm too. Take a deep breath. Good. Exhale completely. Good. And then bring the knees back to center. Take both soles of the feet to the ground. Lift the hips up. Shift the hips to the right this time. And then knees fall left, or if you can double wrap, right leg over left, and then let knees fall left. So it's right over left, knees fall left. Hands are in goalpost or a T shape. And again, it's less about the twist and more about finding length this time now in the right side of the low back. So this is really the area we're focused on. So I like to let the knees drop a little bit towards the bottom of the mat so I don't get caught up in twisting, and I'm more focused on just the weight of my knees or the weight of the wrapped legs, letting the right low back find some space. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose or the mouth. Just think of sending your breath and attention into the low back. Good, and then come back to center. Place the soles of the feet on the ground. Lift the hips and lengthen your tailbone towards center. So maybe lift the hips up, lengthen the tailbone towards the heel so you're nice and center. And then you're just going to heel toe the feet wide, so they're as wide as the mat, and let the knees drop into one another, and then pull your navel down. And maybe just feel some nice space in the low back. So when the knees drop in to touch one another, the low back has a little more space to get wide. Maybe take the hands to the hips and the pelvis. Take a deep breath in. Exhale all the way. Good. Again, deep breath in. Good. Exhale completely. I hope your low back is feeling longer and wider. Let me know in the comments below. And be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Share it with a friend. And subscribe to my channel for completely free full-length yoga and meditation. And jump on over to greatest.com for more fantastic health, wellness, and yoga tips. From my heart to yours, namaste.